Hello my lovelies, it is time for another vlog, so stay tuned. So it is Tuesday, May 24th, and we are here at the tennis courts because there is a tennis banquet, like awards kind of thing today. And so we brought Xander here for that. And yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the day. I have editing to do, and this week we leave to go to Canada, which is gonna be fun. So come along for another fun vlog.
Like insane on the court too. He doesn't give up on many balls. So he's earned his coach's award was tenacity and high energy. So he was out there on the court every shot, trying his best, and definitely tenacious. So again, we had some really fast guys on the court. They would think that they had won a point, and our guys were getting to them, and that includes Xander. So he was very tenacious out there. He loves the game. Congratulations, Xander.
Woo!
All right, everybody. Go ahead.
Xander. So yesterday we had a long day at the tennis courts. We all came home exhausted and ended up taking a ridiculously long nap. I had a terrible headache when I got home. I don't know, from being in the sun too much or dehydrated or what. So I had some water, had some nap, and then I was up. I couldn't go back to sleep, and neither could Xander. I was up pretty late, but I got my video taken care of that I needed to. Today, things I need to get done. I need to pack for this cruise. I don't want to wait until like the second before we leave. I also need to get us checked in for the cruise. And I have to like go over buddy reading schedules for some things that'll be happening while I'm gone. So yeah, lots of little things. I have like this whole checklist of stuff I need to get done. It's gonna be a busy day. But I also have some packages. I actually picked these up on Monday from the post office, and I just haven't gotten around to opening them yet. I think 2 of these are from Nicole. They were birthday gifts, Nicole Bannister, and I will link her down below. But let's open them up. Ooh, fun. She sent me Strawberry Shortcake Murder by by Joanne Fluke. This is one of the Hannah Swenson novels. I read Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder, which was the first one, and absolutely loved it, and so I wanted to get more of this series. I want to get the first one too, but yeah, thank you. Also, there are yummy recipes throughout the story. Oh, and there's an index of recipes in the back here. So this has Strawberry Shortcake Swenson, apricot bread pudding, oatmeal raisin crisps, cocoa snaps, Hawaiian flan, molasses crackles, and chocolate Highlander cookie bars. Yum. Thank you, Nicole. And then the other one that I believe came from Nicole, looks like it came from Half Price Books. That one came from Book Depository. She also sent me the Backstagers Volume 1, Rebels Without Applause, which looks super cute. This is a graphic novel. It is a bit damaged. It's actually, you can see like a bend in the front here, but it's cracked. Like, I don't know if It's like cracked, maybe all the way through. I wonder. No, just on the last few pages. But this looks so cute. It says, when Jory transfers to an all-boys private high school, he's taken in by the only ones who don't treat him like the new kid, the lowly stage crew known as the Backstagers. Not only does he gain great lifetime friends, Jory is also introduced to an entire magical world that lives beyond the curtain. With the unpredictable twists and turns of the underground world, the Backstagers venture into the unknown, determined to put together the best play their high school has ever seen. And yeah, it just sounds super cute. Thank you so much. And then this last one is from my friend Ariel Castleman, and I can link her Instagram down below. But she contacted me when she saw my Have I Read It, where I talked about Vampire Academy, and I have every book in the series except for the first book. And she was like, you know what, if you want, I'll send this one to you because I'm probably not going to get around to reading it. So she sent me The Vampire Academy by Rachel Mead. So thank you so much, Ariel. And I'll be reading this month. This, I think, is actually one of them I plan on taking with me on my cruise. So when I was up last night, I was figuring out how I was going to split all my books up for reading over the month, so that hopefully I can get through all of them. And my buddy read for next week is going to be 9 from the 9 Worlds. And then my buzzword is All the Rage by Courtney Summers. And then I'm also going to do my TBR knockout, and I'm going to bring War of the Cards. And I'm going to bring my anthology of thriller, because there are 30 stories and 30 days. So I'm going to read one story each day. And then I still won't be back from the trip before we start our buddy read for The Nature of Witches. So I've got to bring that along and start it. And then I'm also going to bring The Sea Witch, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and The Love Hypothesis. So those are all of the ones that I plan on reading while away. I do think I can get the audiobooks for some of them, so I'll probably do that so I don't have to carry quite so many books along. And okay, so this isn't one that I am bringing with me. I scheduled this one for the 20th through the 26th. Okay. Oh, also, if you watched whichever Have I Read It, or if you watch my wheel, you know that one of the books that I was to read is Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I have kind of discovered that a lot of her books are tied in together. Like, a lot of her series are tied in together. And I want to kind of start at the beginning of all the ones that are tied together and read through that. So Half-Blood is part of the Covenant series, and that's tied in with some other things. So essentially, to start all the things that are tied into the same world, I have to read the Lux series first. And I found on Hoopla or Scribd, I can't remember which one, the audiobook for Shadows, which is the prequel to the Lux series. And I think a few of the Lux books. So I'm gonna be doing that one instead. Okay, this check-in thing was long enough. I need to go so I can get stuff done. And I'll talk to you later. So we had an interesting day. As you might be able to tell, I got my hair done. Xander and I, we had some running around to do today. He had a dentist appointment, and then this afternoon we went to get our hair done. And Xander got a cool new do. He is no longer blonde. I got some highlights and a little trim. Oh, he also got like an undercut thing. But he ended up finishing before I did, and his phone was about dead. He wanted to go out to the car to sit in there and listen to music and charge his phone. I was like, okay. So he goes out, and I'm still like getting my hair done, and he writes me and he's like, yo, one of the things we did earlier in the day was we had to go by the bank, and I pulled out a bunch of cash, like literally $1,000 in cash I pulled out for our trip. And it was in one of the little bank envelopes in the armrest console thing of my car. And anyway, so Xander comes out to the car and he writes me and he's like, yo, the car is trashed and the money's gone. And so I called him and I was like, what? You're joking, right? And he's like, no. Apparently I had an issue earlier in the day with my lock glitching, and I think that must have happened again, and one of the doors didn't end up locking. And people were going around and trying handles, I guess, and was able to get into our car, and they went through everything and stole any money they could find, including the $1,000 that we were going to take on our trip. So yeah, that sucked a lot. And we ended up getting out of there really, really late because we had to wait for like over 2 hours for the cops to arrive. Because
I got robbed again.
Yeah, because apparently there were multiple cars that had been reported in that area. Oh, Katniss is moving my tripod. Multiple cars in that area had reported the same kind of thing, and yeah, so we had to wait in line. We didn't get home till late. Technically it's actually already Friday the 27th because it's after 1 a.m. At this point I've decided to call an all-nighter. Xander I think is doing the same thing because we were gonna have to get up at 3 a.m. anyway because we're supposed to leave here by like 4:30 in the morning to drive down to Atlanta to get on our plane. And I still have stuff that needs to be done. I packed pretty much everything yesterday, like clothes and all that, but I do have a few like last minute things like camera, computer, stuff like that I need to get packed up. Katniss is wanting lots and lots of attention right now. Anyway, I have a lot of things like that I need to do, and I haven't checked us in for our cruise or our flights or any of that, so I need to do that and print off boarding passes and all that stuff tonight. And Marty's planning on getting up. Ooh, sorry, getting up in like 2 hours to take us to the airport. So yeah, I need to get stuff going, and I can always maybe sleep on the plane, or I'll probably just be up until tomorrow night. That's more likely what's going to happen because, oh yeah, we're flying from Atlanta to Toronto, and we have a 6-hour layover in Toronto, and then we fly to Vancouver. So it's going to be a very, very long day. All right, I'm gonna go and pack up this camera and stuff, and I will talk to you later. So yesterday was a dumpster dive of a day. So at this point, we should be in Vancouver, staying in a really cute Airbnb. But as you can see, we're not. So we left the house like 4:30 in the morning. I didn't sleep. Got everything ready, left, drove all the way to Atlanta. We had a little bit of a car issue on our way there because there was something in the road, and ran over it and like had a tire issue. When I was really worried like the last hour of the drive that we were going to blow out a tire, but we managed to make it all the way to the airport. And now granted, at the end of our trip we might have to change a tire before we can go home, but we get to the airport and get checked in. We paid the $30 for each check bag, and they took our bags and they printed out our boarding passes for both parts of our flight, because we were supposed to fly from Atlanta to Toronto and then from Toronto over to Vancouver. And then we were gonna have like a 6-hour layover in Toronto. Now, our flight ended up getting delayed multiple times, so that instead of leaving at 11 in the morning, it was gonna leave around noon. No biggie. We were there plenty of time, and we got there around like 8:30 in the morning. Anyway, when they printed out our boarding passes and gave them to us, for our first half of the flight, or for like the Atlanta to Toronto, it said standby. And we're like, why does it say standby? I booked these tickets 6 months ago. I booked them in November. And they're like, oh, you just haven't had a seat assigned. When you go to the gate, go up to their counter and they'll assign you a seat. We're like, okay. And so we get to the gate and we wait there for a couple of hours, and then the people show up to start, like, you know, everything. And as soon as they got there, I went up to the counter and I was like, yeah, I was told I need to come here and get you to assign our seats. And they're like, yeah, this flight's full and we can't put you on it. And I'm like, I booked these tickets 6 months ago. And she's like, well, you paid for a reservation. That doesn't guarantee that you'll get a seat. And we're like, huh? And she said, yeah, unless you go on there and like select your seat and actually pay for a specific seat, you're not guaranteed a seat. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, the money you paid is for your trip, and it means you can get on the plane, but if you don't have a seat, you can't. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, so we'll have to put you on a different flight. And I was like, okay, what's the next flight? And I was thinking, well, we had like a 6-hour layover in Toronto, so if we were a little late, you know, no biggie. And she's like, yeah, everything's full for the whole day, and we can't get you out today. Maybe tomorrow, but everything's kind of full for tomorrow. And yeah, the only thing we have available that can take all 5 of you is if you upgrade to first class and pay double. Yeah. And then she kept us confirmed on that flight. So our people that we booked through couldn't do anything. Air Canada couldn't do anything because this woman had us confirmed. And like, as far as everyone was concerned, we were on our way to Toronto. And they're like, we were working on this for like hours, and they're like, yeah, it's showing they're confirmed on that flight still. They did take our bags off the plane. Like, they actually had our bags on the plane. They took them off the plane and then put them on the baggage carousel. And they're like, oh, she said that we wouldn't get our money back. We paid $30 for each bag. She said we wouldn't get our money back on that. So eventually we got it sorted out so that they had it so, okay, we weren't actually on the plane, and that you know, we weren't on the plane because it was too full. And but then they didn't do that. They had it so we weren't on the plane, but they put it as we were a no-show and that we voluntarily just didn't take our flight. And we're like, no, we've been here all day. We ended up spending 13 hours in the Atlanta airport. There were a lot of tears, there was a lot of stress, there was a lot of I mean, yeah, we spent 13 hours in the Atlanta airport. But finally, hopefully, we think that, like, I don't know that I trust these people because they did lie to us a few times. But supposedly, we have a flight. They said they booked us on a Delta flight for the first half of our trip. And then the second half of flying to Vancouver is Air Canada, because that's the company that we were flying with, was Air Canada, and they're the ones that also, like, they're the ones that screwed us up this whole time and also lied to us. Like, they told us, so they told us they were going to, you know, compensate us and you know, get us in a hotel, all that stuff, and then they were like, the one guy that was gonna do that, that was gonna handle that, he had to go to the gate to board the last flight. And so the other guys were like, yeah, he's gonna come back here, just go wait over there and he'll walk past there and you can talk to him, and he's the one that is gonna do all that. So we waited and waited and waited and waited a long freaking time. Yeah, and it was like 10 o'clock at night when we left the airport. Now granted, he left to go to this gate, and like the flight was boarding at like 7:40. So yeah, he never came back. He left for the day, and we ended up having to like book our own hotel, which luckily we managed to get into one. It filled up right after, and like they were like, we're full, no reservation. If you don't have a reservation, you can't stay here. So they had that up on the door when we arrived. But luckily we got in. It's a crappy hotel. They're like, yeah, free breakfast. No, here's a picture of the free breakfast. They said, oh, it's because of COVID, it's a grab and go. No, I've had grab and go breakfast before. This was not a breakfast. But yeah, we've managed to all take our COVID test that we need for the cruise, which I thought we were gonna end up having to cancel everything. I really did, because I didn't think, they also told me the only flights they could have, like originally they were saying the only flights they could get us there flying economy would have us leaving today and arriving tomorrow afternoon after we were already supposed to be on the boat. I'm like, it's not gonna work. Yeah, I was on the phone the entire day. I was talking to these people the entire day. I was freaking out, or trying not to freak out the entire day. So I didn't vlog anything. But yeah, it was a dumpster dive day. And now we're getting ready to, everybody tested negative for COVID. Now we're getting ready to head back to the airport. Wish us luck that we make it to Vancouver. So I am happy to say that yesterday we made it all the way to Vancouver. It was a little touch and go there. So we flew from Atlanta to Toronto, and that flight ended up being late. And we were like having to rush. Like, I mean, I was literally sprinting with all of our passports and stuff to the gate for our connection in Toronto to Vancouver. And so I could make sure that they didn't leave, and you know, they waited for the rest of us. And I got to the gate and there was nobody there, because it was like boarding had started 20-30 minutes prior, you know, according to the time on our boarding passes. And I was like, oh my god, I was freaking out. And I looked and at the sign thing, and it said that the gate had been moved. And so I turn around, I'm running in the opposite direction because it's like, it's far, and I passed by all of them and I'm like, gate 24. And so I was just running, and I get down to the gate and I'm about to die, and there's a ton of people, and it turns out that that flight was also delayed. At that point we probably would have missed it had it not been delayed, because I want to say it was within like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe not, I think it was like within 5 to 10 minutes of when the flight was actually supposed to take off when I got there. So we very likely would have missed that flight altogether. But it ended up being delayed by, we were supposed to leave at 6:55 and it got delayed to 7:30, and then it got pushed to 8, so we were fine. We got into Vancouver around 11, no, around 10. And when we got there, we were waiting for our luggage and everything, I decided to do a track my bags, because I was worried about our bags the entire time, because I really just did not trust Air Canada because of everything that had happened the day before. And so I tracked our bags and realized that our bags were not on the same flight as us, but they were still coming to Vancouver and they were going to get there yesterday. So they ended up being on a completely different airline too. And we had to wait around at the airport for another hour for our bags to arrive. So that was annoying, but all of our bags made it to us, so yay. And then we went to our Airbnb, and it was probably around midnight when we got there. And I mean, we had paid for like 2 nights. It was a little over $300, but really the only time we got to spend in there was sleep, because we got, like I said, we got there at like midnight. Oh, so that was Saturday? Yeah. So Sunday morning we get up and we ordered our we ordered some breakfast from like Uber Eats or whatever, or to pick up by Uber Eats. Ate, got all our stuff together, and got a different Uber to the cruise ship, and just did all the stuff. Got on the boat. Didn't really do a whole lot of anything yesterday on the boat. There was pretty views. I'll put some pictures here for you to see. I took a couple of pictures with my phone. But yeah, it was really pretty. I love seeing like the snow-topped mountains and stuff. The boat ended up leaving like an hour and a half late too. So we were like hauling booty, trying to make up time. And as I said, we really didn't do much yesterday because, well, things didn't open until like 7 o'clock. And we ended up going to sleep around, I think we went back to the rooms around 10-ish, because we were just all exhausted. Like the past several days finally just caught up with me, and I could not stay awake any longer. And so yeah, we were in the room by 10:30. But it is a brand new day. We have lots of fun stuff going on today. I'm getting ready to go and get like pampered and get massaged, and Marty's mom is gonna meet me, and she's getting a mani-pedi and I'm getting a pedicure. Then maybe I'll do a slot tournament, and we'll play some bingo, and I don't know what else we'll do, but it's gonna be a fun day. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here. Oh, but before I do, I did read one book on my first flight, the flight from Atlanta to Toronto. I read all of Heartstopper Volume 3, so yay. Oh, I just realized that kind of messed up something from my TBR knockout. It's okay, I'll figure it out later. Anyway, yay, I finished Heartstopper Volume 3, gave it 5 stars. It's so freaking cute. And this one was more about like them coming out as a couple to everybody. And yeah, it was so cute, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Okay, so I'm gonna end this vlog here and start a new one with showing you everything on the boat. But I will give you a quick glimpse of our room. So we are on Royal Caribbean Serenade of the Seas. So when you walk in the front door, this is what it looks like. Right here is the bathroom, which I'll show you momentarily, but Marty's in there right now. And then we've got our closets. We went ahead and unpacked, so we got stuff there. We got our bags there. We got this desk here. Yeah, we got a lot of clutter on it right now. Mirrors. There's a full mirror back here, which is really handy, so you can like check the back of your hair and stuff, which is very nice. Anyway, we got a cabinets up here with safe and all that, drawers, our bed, a little sitting area here. And it's super roomy, very nice. We like it a lot. Let me get Marty out of the bathroom and then I can show you that. Okay, so here is the bathroom. We have a little like circular shower and it kind of closes like that. And then there's the rest of the bathroom. I definitely prefer the size of this cabin to the Carnival ones because there's so much more room here. And originally Xander was going to be in our room and we were just going to have him here. And there's like a curtain here that you can like block off the bed area from the rest of the area. Though Xander ended up, we moved him to a different room. He's in the room with Marty's parents. So we have a room to ourselves. Yay. Okay, now I'm gonna end this vlog. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.